All right, everybody, welcome back to another video. We're officially home, back at my humble abode. I left my house went to my family's house for a couple days, drove about 5 hours west, sorry. And that means I probably won't leave my house again until, 2027 or something, because I'm a hermit. But anyways, we're back at you guys with another video, another day in the series. Day 26. We're over a quarter of the way there already. Kind of crazy to think about. Today I want to talk a little bit about simplification as a whole. As you guys might have seen on some of the posts, the pieces of content that I created, we were just over $12,000 cash collected for the last 7 days. Now, this isn't an uncommon thing in our business or anything like that, but I want to really talk about what went into that, how simple this can actually be when you design your business to be really simple. Because I think a lot of people, myself included, seriously overcomplicate this process. They start worrying about this or that, or spending a ton of time doing this one thing that doesn't really matter, or like putting the cart before the horse, worrying about what's going to happen after you sell this product, or like what's the delivery of this thing. And it's like, we can worry about that when we're actually selling product, when we're actually selling offers, etc. But I kind of want to run through a little post that I put out on my profile this morning, and it pissed some people off because I tagged them in it, which is completely fine. But I want to kind of run through our process that we're using and we've been using for a really long time, and it's fucking simple. I think it's so simple that a lot of people just completely overlook it, right? Like this couldn't work. This possibly couldn't work. But it's literally what we've been using since 2021. All right, so I'm not going to run through this entire post because it's kind of a pitch. It's an offer, which a lot of you guys already have access to this because you're already in the free group. But the biggest thing I want to reinforce is these couple lines right here. Right, this is our entire business summed up. In layman's terms, this is what we do every day. Right? Simple anti-short form video content, teasing folks around what's going on inside of our free community. If you guys look deeper at what I'm doing with all these YouTube videos that I'm dropping inside of the free group, I'm going out and I'm creating content about them, talking about them, positioning them as free trainings, and then we're utilizing content in the community, written in video, diving deeper into strategies, processes, morals, our own business, ethics, etc. And then we're simply talking to people off the tail end of the content, inviting them to buy our products. And that's what we're doing every single day. Okay, we're posting some short form video content. We're creating some content in our groups. And we're chatting with people around an offer. Now, the biggest problem I see, and that we've had students run into with this actual process or model, is the fact that they don't give themselves enough time inside of each one of these phases to actually start picking up momentum, right? Like, we can't convert clients from our group if we don't have anybody in our group, or we can't even grow a group unless we're creating content to potentially grow a community. We can't converse with people if we're not creating content. Like those are the main three things that we need to put energy into, and we can always work backwards from like where we're at in our business or what's actually going on. And the reason for this, and this is something that we talk about quite a lot, where it's like starts dialing in realistic expectations, playing longer term, commit to a consistent content plan that you can follow for the next 60, 90, 180 days, because the real power in this game is the more content that somebody consumes from you. So as a real-time example, all of these people that have purchased multi-$1,000 products from us in the last few weeks, or the last 7 days, sorry, they've all been in our worlds. They've been consuming content from us. They've been reading our posts. They've been watching our posts. They've been coming on lives with us. They've been hanging out with us. And all of this really starts to accelerate relationships and shrink that sales process, right? It's not the standard of, very acquisition heavy, generate all these leads and try to convert them as fast as possible. It's getting people into our worlds and indoctrinating them into our way of doing things, learning about our model, our process, what we do, who we are as a human being. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, if you don't have a clear monetization vehicle or anything like that, then we need to dive deeper into selling people on you as an actual person. Because if we don't do that, then they won't actually buy anything from us because they don't know us. And I know I might sound boring, right? I've probably talked about this process 3 or 4 times in, the 25 days that I've done these videos. But I want to reinforce at how simple this business can be when you design it to be simple, right? You don't need fancy funnels. You don't need 72 different products. Like, if we're not consistently selling one offer, then we don't need to add more offers to the table, because it's usually just going to add more problems, more complexity, more issues, more resistance from your audience, because they might get confused around, what's the best option for them to go if you have 18 different things to offer them and they're all kind of selling the same thing or helping people with the same thing. Like, reduce. And when we're earlier in business, when we're kind of just starting, like creating some type of documenting your life with some type of short form video content, getting in a consistent routine of creating content. And this is what we tell all of our Group Juice students as well. Like, start treating your community as like a journal. Start putting things in your group. Start putting things, maybe some trainings of your own, maybe some other trainings, or like actually things that are just about you. Like, hey, this is where I'm currently at, and this is where I want to take my business or my life. Hey, I'm potentially thinking about getting on this diet, and I'm going to document all my process of losing weight. I'm going to share recipes and all this stuff. And we just start treating that as like our safe space where we invite people to come along this journey with us. And then over time, what happens naturally is you'll start to increase interest around people buying your offers. This isn't I'd be lying to you if I said that it was as simple as, posting 3 TikTok videos and 1 group post and everything's going to change. Okay. I'm not here to tell you guys that. Like, our business is very simple, even to this day. What we do every day is very simple, right? Our workload is pretty leveraged. We don't, do Zoom sessions. We don't do all of these other things that a lot of people do in their business, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen extremely quickly, because at the end of the day, the content creation, the community building, the actually showing up in your business consistently is what is going to make your life easier. And it's a snowball effect. It's like, we were referencing this on last week's Group Juice call, where, the people that we're selling to right now aren't people that we just started talking to right now. Like, maybe they saw a post today that kind of was the right timing, or it kind of got them over the hump of being ready to purchase or anything like that. But it's usually not a relationship that was started right now. It's very rare in my experience that someone will come see a single piece of content from me and then be ready to purchase. The ultimate goal of it is to get people into your worlds, in your ecosystems, where they can lose themselves in your ecosystem, not literally, but as a representation, and they can start making internal decisions around whether they want to work with you or not, right? Your products and your offers don't have to be for everybody, but that's the ultimate goal. If you look at this free group, we're pumping everybody into this free community. We're giving value. We have trainings, things people can unlock. We're hosting workshops. We're doing all of these things. We're trying to help people get wins. We're hosting challenges. And the ultimate goal of that is to eventually have portions of people be like, hey, these dudes are pretty cool. Like, I would want to come work with them. Or, hey, I want some help deploying this piece of the business. Like, that's the name of the game. We're letting people come in and get stuff from us, learn about who we are as business owners, and start making decisions around actually purchasing. And it's not like we create one TikTok video and then somebody comes into the free group and they purchase immediately. It's a accumulation of, the people who joined last month have started jumping into Group Juice, right? And I think the biggest part of it is like giving yourself longer runways to create more attention and awareness around what you're doing. Like, this free group that I'm dropping this video in has been the entire focal point of our business for the last 35 days. Every piece of content bridges back to this group. All the things we're creating and talking about are sending people back to this group. We're already posting 5 times a week in this community, right? For like value, story, etc., and then 1 post a week as an offer on Fridays. And that's not to say we're running this community with the pretense of everybody purchasing from us right away. It's, sometimes people are like, hey, I want more hands-on help. I want to do this. But it's like, we have to, keep the business simple as a whole, but then dial in a habit of trying to be consistent in all arenas of the business. Otherwise, none of this game actually ends up working. It's very hard to have significant financial success online if you do not dial this piece in, if you do not start getting consistent with the content creation like I talked about yesterday, but keeping things as simple as possible, especially in the beginning, right? You don't have to automate stuff. You don't have to have this complexity. You don't have to do all these crazy things. The number one thing that needs to be at the forefront of people's minds, especially if they're like pre-$10,000 profit online, is consistency, right? And it's going to look different for everybody. It's going to be different game plans or daily action plans for everybody. It'll change and evolve with your schedule. You got kids, etc. But we have to start showing up, right? Because then when you do for long enough periods of time, you can have a very simple process like the one I just talked about today, where we're sending people from antiviral content to a community and we're selling premium priced offers off of the back end. No team, no closers, no setters, no Zoom sessions, just simply talking about what's going on in our community, letting people come into our groups, consume content from us, get to know us, watch trainings, get wins, and then we invite them to buy products from us. And that's the very boring, simple process we've been using for years and have no plans of deviating from anytime soon. So a bit of a ramble for you guys today, a little bit of a mixed signals, but that's just what's on my brain. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.